I sure can't be wearing this face in town. She'll have changed a mite. When it comes to choosing between my whiskers or my neck, I reckon my whiskers gotta go. Ain't that right, Raven? What's the matter, Raven? Don't you know me? Listen to this, Raven. Dear Sheriff Flagg, so you've sworn to capture me single-handed. If you don't hurry up, you won't have to shoot me. I'll be dead from old age. All right. That looks like an Indian signal. I got a hunch that means trouble.
I guess that fella at Lobo was right about that Indian uprising.
Oh, that Injun's alone. Maybe he don't mean no harm.
Yeah, but I'd feel a lot easier if there was just the two of us.
Yeah.
You know, I warned that girl about trouble, but wouldn't listen to me.
Just sighted an Indian, Miss Flagg. But don't you fret. I'll get you through all right.
Hey, there's some more of them.
Get up there! Get up there, boys. Come on. Hey, these horses can't keep up this pace much longer. Get up there, fella. Come on.
What do you little boys think you're doing? Chasing stages. You better get back to the reservation before somebody sticks the militia on you.
Yeah.
Leave your artillery here till you sober up. Come on, get going.
Sure much obliged, young fella. That was sure slick work.
And I figured those young bucks were up to some devilment. A few shots of red eye, and they want to go on the warpath like their ancestors.
Well, after the treatment you'll give them, I reckon they'll go back to the government school and behave themselves.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, too. You were marvelous. I've had it since I was a little girl. Are you interested in coins?
Why, yes, I'm sort of a collector.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
We better get started, Miss Judy.
All right. If you're ever near the 8-Bar Ranch, I hope you'll drop in.
The 8-Bar? Why, that's Sheriff Flagg's ranch, isn't it?
Yes, he's my uncle. Do you know him?
Well, yes and no.
Well, anyway, I'm sure he'd be glad to see you.
I'm positive of it. Well, I'll have to be moseying along.
You will come and see us.
I sure will.
Go on.
Goodbye, boys.
Part of the country, all right.
Well, what's he look like?
Well, he's tall, kind of youngish, and he's got wavy hair. He usually wears black chaps.
And that fellow that we just met.
You mean the little fat fellow with the black shirt and the white beard?
Oh, sure. Why, he couldn't have been the wolf. And that's the only one that we met.
We might as well double back then, fellers.
You did it, boys. Hey, fellas, look here.
Well, what does it say?
Yeah, what does it say?
If you're going to plaster up the scenery with my pictures, I'll send you a new one. And it's got his trademark on it, too.
Well, I'll be cow-kicked by a mule. And we just put that up 5 minutes ago.
Can you beat that?
Put a slick at that, boys. Well, boy, he sure is.
Aunt Molly, here comes Uncle Joe.
Hello, Judy. Oh. So you got here all right.
Of course I did. I've been here 3 days.
Yes?
How are you, Uncle Joe?
Oh, I'm plumb tuckered out.
Land sakes, Joseph, where have you been all this time?
Ma, how many times have I asked you not to call me Joseph? You know it riles me always. Joseph, where else would I be but out chasing that dinged lone wolf?
Did you catch him?
No, I didn't catch him. We just kept playing tag till I ran out of supplies.
What on earth are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Well, he kept leaving these here billy dicks for me, and I knew he was only a few miles away. The lamb of Satan.
Tag ain't no game for grown-ups, Sheriff. If you get dizzy, let me know, and we'll turn around and run the other way.
Having a fine time. Wish you were here. In case your water supply runs out, you'll find my canteen full a half-mile further on.
Did he?
Did he what?
Leave the water.
Yes, he did. Along with some supplies.
That was pretty decent, wasn't it?
Decent? Why, the young monkey. If he's going in for this outlaw business, why can't he be dignified about it? He won't be so funny when I catch him. And I will, too, if it's the last thing I do.
Likely it will be.
You'll feel better after you've had some supper, Uncle Joe.
Of course he will. Come along, Joseph. Everything's ready.
Will you stop calling me Joseph?
Is there an hombre around here by the name of Cantrell?
He was here about 2 hours ago, but he does most of his trading at Lone Pine.
Say, there's the lone wolf, fellers. There's a big reward on him, dead or alive. Let's get him.
Listen, my trouble ain't with you fellas. I'm looking for Cantrell.
I wonder where he's gone. He must have gone up the creek.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Up the creek, boys.
He got away.
Well, let's go after him.
No use. He's got too much head start with that horse of his.
He's right.
Too fast.
Yeah, we'd never get him. Figure we can call on Mr. Cantrell at Lone Pine now without an escort?
Maybe this is being blamed for a lot of things these Indians have done.
Maybe. But we know that guy ran off a bunch of the bridle bit cattle. Then robbed Cantrell's foreman of the payroll. Not that it hurts my feelings to see Steve Cantrell get the worst of it, but law is law.
Who is Cantrell? I seem to remember the name.
Why, of course you do. Don't you remember that time you visited us when you was a little girl and old Bruce Wallace was killed?
And when they read his will, they found he'd left his ranch to his foreman, this Cantrell.
Instead of to his son, Keene. Yes, I remember now. Keene accused Cantrell of having shot his father, but he couldn't prove anything, and then he ran away.
That's right. And I've never heard a word of that boy since. I reckon he's dead.
Maybe not.
See, you two youngsters were kind of clever playmates, weren't you?
I'll never forget how mad you got that Christmas when he broke your last bottle of bourbon whiskey. It seems as though the wolf has a special grudge against the bridle bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. How about another cup of coffee?
Give me your cup, Joseph.
Don't call me Joseph!
I don't see why you always split with us, Cantrell. You always win all our dough back afterward.
I always give you a run for your money, don't I?
Do you?
What do you mean by that crack?
I didn't mean anything. I was only kidding.
Do you know, Jackson, you're not very funny to me.
Deal me out. I'm clean.
Brain work isn't exactly in your line, is it, Brute?
Oh, why, sure, boss. I brained a guy once when I was wrestling in the big town.
One.
I'll play these. I'll raise you 10.
I'll have to call you with the works. How come you had the Queen of Spades?
Is there any law against it?
I happened to discard it.
Your eyesight's kind of gone back on you, ain't it, Jackson?
I tell you,
Are you insinuating I cheated?
I'm not insinuating anything. I just...
You just made a mistake.
Sure, reckon I need glasses.
Come on. I'll buy you all a drink before we go home.
Let's go home.
Eh?
Let's go home.
I don't think we've got time. Let's go home.
All right.
I hear you managed to get rid of your beef this time before the lone wolf got his hands on him. You're lucky. They say he's around this part of the country again.
I guess we're safe today. He never show up. When the boss, he's with us.
That's right. He's mighty careful to keep out of my way. There's nothing I'd like better, though, than to meet this wolf face to face.
If you'll just turn around, you'll get your wish. Lay your artillery on the bar, gents. And don't forget your shoulder gun, Cantrell.
How'd you know I had one?
You guess. Come on. Now hand over that money you collected for your cattle.
You're gonna suffer for this when I catch you.
You mean if you catch me. I never yet heard of a sidewinder catching a wolf. Set up the drinks, bartender. Hard liquor. For these three gents. I'm particular who I set 'em up for. Just a little souvenir, boys.
Come on, let's get it.
Come here, get up, Raven.
Why, he must have flew.
What's funny about it?
We saved him the trouble of rustling the beef, and he got the money just the same.
Well, of all the impudent, infernal, crazy tricks. Funny, ain't you? Playing jokes on the law. You'll just wait till I get my hands on you.
Don't look hot enough yet.
Stick 'em up. Show me your backs. Messing up one of the sheriff's calves, are you? Let him up.
Just what are you going to do about it, Mr. Lone Wolf?
I'm going to turn you birds over to the sheriff.
You're what? That's funny. I always heard you were full of jokes.
Yeah, but this isn't one of them. Get going. Get up. That's a great pal you got. At least your friend won't get home any too soon. Remember, stealing cattle only gets you a term in jail, but telling who I am means hot lead.
Well, sir, what can I do for you?
I just found this hombre doing some fancy work on one of your calves. Putting a bridle bit brand on it.
Bridle bit? Huh. I always thought Canton was up to something like this, but I never could prove it before. Well, sir, what have you got to say for yourself?
He's not very sociable. He ain't said a word to me since we met.
Boys, you better keep him in the bunkhouse. Ma and I's going to town in the morning, and we'll take him along. Why don't you take care of those horses? I'm obliged to you, I didn't get your name.
You didn't hear it.
Oh. Oh, well, no matter. See, I got a nice prime bottle of bourbon up there in the house.
Say, Sheriff, if it's all the same to you, I missed dinner and...
Oh, certainly, certainly. I'll just have Ma fix your snack. After the favor you done for me, nothing's too good.
Oh, it wasn't so much a favor as keeping my property in good repute.
Your property?
Sure. The bridle bit belongs to me.
Well, I haven't heard tell of Canterville selling out.
He hasn't. Canterville's just running my ranch, that's all.
Oh. Sure. Sure, it's your ranch. I just forgot. You sit right down there and make yourself quiet and rest. Been a mighty hot day. Ma, there's a poor fellow out there says he's hungry. Reckon you can fix him a bite to eat?
Land sakes, you know I can. Why don't you bring him in?
I'm scared to, Ma.
He ain't exactly right.
What do you mean?
He's nutty. Crazier than a tick. He thinks he's the owner of Bridle Bit. He seems all right now, but sometimes they get violent.
Goodness, ain't that sad, Joseph?
Please don't call me Joseph.
You did come.
I always keep my word.
But you shouldn't. It's frightfully dangerous.
Oh, I had to see you again. Even if it was only for a minute. I know this isn't the healthiest place in the world for me, but you would pick a sheriff for an uncle. And the wolf for a friend.
You'd better go now. Please. I'm frightened.
Put up your hands in the name of the law. You keep out of this, Judy. You can't interfere with an officer.
For land's sakes, Joseph, are you going to feed this man or shoot him?
For the 8th millionth time, don't call me Joseph. You darned idiot, don't you see you're flirting with death? Put him up.
Now. Don't you know you can't plug a man with an empty gun? I haven't seen you so mad since the Christmas I broke your bottle of liquor. I thought maybe we could talk things over more friendly-like if I had these to begin with.
On liquor? You, King Wallace? Oh, I can't believe it.
Do I get that plate of food now?
You certainly do not. You'll come right in the house and have supper with us. It's almost ready.
I believe your story, Keen. But I'm afraid I'll be obliged to put you under arrest.
But I haven't taken anything except what belongs to me. That isn't any crime.
How can Keene prove anything against Cantrell if you put him in jail?
Who said anything about jail? I'm not the only man in the country who's looking for you. And if you're my prisoner, they'll have to lay off. I'm putting you on parole, so you'll have free hands to prove your case against Cantrell.
Uncle Joe, you're a dear.
Keen, you come down and meet the bunkhouse, and I'll put you in right with the boys.
Thanks. You're a square shooter, Joseph.
If you start that, and I will put you in jail.
I rounded up the longhorns and did the boys goodbye. Drew out all my money, the city laughed and cried. I thought the boys were king when they said I wouldn't stay, and that I'd be a cowboy until the judgment day. Oh, take me back, back, back to the place where the doggone doggies roll, where the buffalo crawford roll. To me it's home sweet home. Oh, take me back, back, back to the ways where they're quiet of the prairie land, when I'm away from the city's brand. I'll be a happy young man.
You sure got a keen voice, Keen.
Yeah, it's Keen.
Keen's got a keen voice, see?
Keen.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, that wasn't so bad. Let's try it again.
The Cowboys are leading.
Sure, down there.
Hey, Wolf.
Oh, what's the
I
matter?
mean Wallace.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I guess I could tell you something you'd like to know, if you're willing to return the favor. Cantrell got to bragging one night when he was drunk about his smart trick in stealing the real will and forging another, leaving the ranch to him. He played a lone hand, shot your dad himself out on the range, made believe it was a rustler. Wait, there's something else. He never destroyed the real will. Keeps it on him night and day.
Why?
He says that he's ace in the hole, in case he ever met up with you and wanted to buy his life with it.
That won't save him.
Need any help, Keen?
Private business, buddy. Reckon if he'd have wanted us, he'd have said so.
I used to know that song.
Here's for the roundup, feeling mighty gay. All the boys are singing, singing all the way. With a yippee, yippee, yippee all the way. Yippee, yippee, singing all the day. Getting mighty hungry.
I'm glad you come over and told me that, boy. But I don't want you to go busking over there tonight.
But after waiting all these years, just to be sure.
Then wait till morning, then. Don't be too hasty. Cool down a bit. And always control your temper.
I suppose you're right, Joseph.
You call me that again? Again? And I'll never...
Practice enough for the wolf? We've got to get busy, Pete. I've more than one reason for wanting him out of the way.
So you think he is...
I knew it the minute I laid eyes on him. He's a spitting image of the old man. That crack he made about my shoulder gun. He's Keen Wallace, all right.
The wolf caught Jackson branding one of Flagg's calves.
The wolf? Well, what of it?
What of it? Why, he took Jackson to the ranch and turned him over to the sheriff. I trailed him.
That's bad.
Let me handle him, boss. Oh, this job is right up my alley. I'll pick a scrap with him, see? And I'll get the stranglehold on him. That trips and down we go, and I'd give him a little twist to the neck. His neck is broken. Just an accident. It's a cinch. Boss, please, let me take care of him. It's a pipe.
Say, tough guy, I settled many arguments with this. Simple, safe, and refined.
Ah, you and your sticker. Say, when I croaks a guy, he stays croaked. Busted necks don't heal up like scratches.
Scratches, eh? I'll give you those scratch with this, you not forget.
So you will you?
Put down, you two. You're liable to get hurt.
Please, boss. Give me a crack at the wolf before I get out of practice.
I'll handle this my own way. Tomorrow I'll have Hank here go over to the 8-Bar Ranch. We'll be in Lone Pine.
Are you keen, Wallace?
You all know what to do.
Listen, boss, why can't
No!
Well, I probably will be back about dinner time.
Look, Uncle Joe. I found it by the corral.
Well.
Well, what does it say?
You and I can talk things over in a friendly way. Meet me at the Lone Pine Saloon. Cantrell. Why? That crazy young coot is going to walk right into a trap. Come on here, boys. Boys, we got to go get him help. Come on. Come on. Here.
Come on, Wally. Come on, Buck.
That's gratitude for you.
This is sure a dead town. He's coming.
He's nowhere in sight. He's gone.
What's your orders, gent? Not knowing how friendly you'd be, thought I'd better come in the back way. I'm going to give you an even break, Cantrell. I'll put up my gun, and we'll both draw.
You cow gents are pretty handy with your gun, but I ain't seen one of you yet who can handle his mitts.
You better keep out of this, fella.
You don't dare put on your gun and fight like a man. You're yellow, that's what's the matter with you.
Listen, will the rest of you fellows see that I get a square deal and don't get plugged in the back if I put down my gun?
You bet.
Let me go! Oh, let me go out! I'll tell you what you want to know. I'll tell you what about the will and who killed your father. Oh, it was...
Come on, Raven.
I guess we give him slip.
get him on his feet. What's going on here anyway?
What is it?
Say, Keen, here's...
He did leave the ranch to King. Isn't that wonderful, Joseph? I mean, Joe.
Molly, I'm so happy, I don't care if you call me Josephine.
All aboard singing, singing all the way with the yippee, yippee, yippee all the way. Yippee, yippee, yippee all the way. Yippee, yippee, singing all the day.
That's our friend Kelton.
Yes, and he was coming from Daddy's claim.
I wonder what he was doing there.
I don't know. There's nothing there but a hole in the ground where Daddy said there was plenty of gold if he'd only had the money to dig it out.
Well, if the gold's in the ground, it'll be safe from Kelton. He don't like to work well enough to dig it up.
Look, you can see the tunnel from here.
Uh-huh. Well, I'd sure like to know what he was doing in there.
So would I.
Well, we're going to find out.
You've got everything ready?
Sure.
I told that fella Hanson that he couldn't run a paper in Durango. And I'm going to keep my word. I want you to fix enough powder to put that paper out of business once and for all.
What's the use of that? If we're going to clear out of here, what do we care what he does?
You'll do as I tell you, Hector.
All right.
Once you've done that, while the people are trying to figure out what happened, I want you to blast the safe. I'll be playing cards with the sheriff. Once you got the safe planted and the fuse lit, make yourself seen in the street somewhere, so you'll be in the clear too. Get me?
Sure, that's easy. When do we touch off the safe?
As near sundown as you can figure.
He seems kind of worried about sundown. I would be, too. If I knew at sundown it was going to be me or someone else. Wouldn't you? I ain't saying I'd hanker for such a situation.
Hey, do you fellas want me to do anything to your horses?
No, we just thought we'd leave them here in the shade, that's all. It's pretty hot over in the street, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's all right. You'll leave them there all day if you want to.
It's a cinch you won't hesitate to commit another. We got to keep our eyes open.
You bet. Both of them.
Oh, Snowflake,
Yeah?
take my horse Sonny down to the blacksmith shop and have him tighten that front shoe.
Yes, sir. And then what do I do?
Well, then you come back here and do whatever Mr. Hanson tells you.
Yes, sir.
You're working for him, ain't you?
Yes, sir, I should.
Oh, this looks to be as good a place as any. Go on in.
Don't let me down, Greg. Moore, don't let Karen down. She loves you. You always said you'd make a good sheriff. What do you say? Not wanting to die is part of every man. Being afraid of something he doesn't know anything about is part of it, too. But nobody likes a coward, including yourself. Don't you think I'm human?
Don't you think I ever get scared? I've been scared for 15 years, but I had a job to do. I was scared today when I went down to that saloon. I'm scared now. Scared that an honest man's going to walk out on his job and this town will go to the dogs. You're sheriff of Boyce, Greg. Because I told these people you were the best they could get. And they believe me. Now pick up that badge and go down to that saloon and straighten this thing out. Are you going to do it? Where's my gun?
I ain't got it, Will.
Give me my gun, woman.
I told you this morning, Will, you was finished with it. I buried it. Are you going to let that old man go down there all alone? I've seen it in you, Greg. I knew it was coming. We can't start by running. Sure, I want a home and children, but it's more than that. It's what it's doing to you. It's tearing your insides out. Can't break it all. It's the sheriff's to blame. Will didn't do his job. Now they're here, it's Will's fault. And he's just got to prove himself again. No matter the cost.
Face my duty like a man.
Don't go. The sheriff will take care of it. He hasn't got a gun. Greg! Greg!
I'm ready, Daniels. Come on out.
Sounds like that old man.
Come on, Daniels. Who's there? The old sheriff. You better go home, old man. That makes 8 of them.
Are you hit bad, Mr. Dowdy?
I'm sorry, Bill.
No need to be sorry. Just be smart, kid.
I'm all right now.
Never be all right being sheriff. If you do it, remember one thing. You sell yourself out, you die. Greg?
Yeah?
All towns are made up of good and bad people. It's just there's more good than bad.
Rest, Mr. Dowdy.
Take care of it.
Remember, you go out there, you're fighting alone. You have to keep on fighting. Nobody really cares except those that love you.
Hey, Lee! Come on out!
Save it for me, Sheriff.
Hi, Leach! Come on out! Daniels! Daniels!
Sam? Both of them.
Dane?
Yes, Dane, too.
What's on your mind, mister?
Staying alive.
Sure wish I could help.
You can.
What Mr. Taylor says goes.
How's he gonna know if I hightail it out of here for California?
Was to stop you from heading back to town.
I don't want any trouble, that's why I left Independence in the first place.
Go awful hard with me if I was to...
How's he gonna know?
You're waiting to hear the shot back of the ranch.
Fire a couple into the air.
Somebody bushwhacked me.
Advertisements laid out?
Mm-hmm.
Did you check the jail?
Nobody arrested this week.
Except Jeff.
Except Jeff.
Quite a lad. Maybe just as well he moved on. He was too soft for this place. Maybe a little scared, too.
Scared? It takes a lot of courage to stick by your convictions, to be called a coward. It's easy to go along with the rest of the gunslingers.
Like him?